We're going to look at range names and why they're useful. To get started, let's look at a department that has 6 people working and the number of hours they put in a given week. Wouldn't it be easier to refer to the 6 people by the name employees? And wouldn't it be easier to refer to the time that they work by the maybe a word total time? Hours worked? Well, we're going to see that Excel allows us to apply a name to an individual cell or a group of cells. And in fact, you can apply names to formulas and constants as well. However, we are going to do the former. And once this name has been applied to a cell or range of cells, that name can be used in a formula to refer to the contents of the cell or range. The idea behind this is that it'll make the formula easier to understand. So let's see how we're going to do this. We will take our cursor and highlight the names. And we're going to go to the name box and type in the word employees. Now, when we move the cursor away and go to the name box, you'll see the word employees, and if I click on it, it automatically highlights the employees. We can do the same thing with the time that people worked in the department, and we highlight it, and we can type in over there hours worked. And we don't put any spaces between 2 words, but we put an underline, underscore, and now we have hours worked. And we see that both of these are defined in the name box. Now, if we would add up the total number of hours worked, we can do it very easily by a technique we used prior, by just double summing it. Auto sum, double click, and we see the total number is 167. And if we look at our formula, we see it's sum B2 to B8. Now let's delete that, and let me show you the advantage of using range names. If we type in equals sum, parentheses, and let's highlight those cells and let go. And notice what happens. Excel automatically notices that this range is defined by hours worked. And if we put in our parentheses and press enter, it'll give us the same result. But the advantage of this is all we need to do in the future is type in equals sum and the name hours underscore worked. We do not have to highlight those cells. And whenever we use the word hours worked, Excel will know that it refers to those 6 cells. So in the future, anytime you have cells you'd like to group together, you can give it a range name. Now, how do we know the different range names, or how do we change range names? Well, we see how we know them by just pressing the down arrow over here, and it shows us which we have defined. However, if you'd like to edit something or maybe get rid of one of the range names, you go up to formulas, and we have what's called name manager. Click on that. Excel will now show us all the different range names we have created, and if you do want to delete one or edit it, we can click on it and either choose edit or delete. Here's a quick trick. If you'd like to see a list of the range names, very quickly press the function key F3 in any location on your screen where you have no, and there we are. And if you'd like to get rid of one of those names, you can just highlight it and you can just delete it if you wish. You're still probably wondering what are we going to do with the range name for the employees. Well, there are many things we can do. Let me just show you one example. Let's say we'd like to highlight the names, make them all bold. Well, we can do it individually, or there are different ways, but we can take advantage of the range name by doing the following. Let's press the down arrow by the name box. Let's click on the employees, and let's just press Control B for making it bold. And now we see we have accomplished that in one easy step. If you remember the last example we had a whole bunch of people, we were adding up, we have a grand total. In this case we're back to 822. I can have a range name for this as well, just by going to that cell, and I can give this a name, call this grand total. And now if I go to any other cell, for example, and I want to see the grand total, click on that, and there we are, back down to the grand total.